All right, hello and welcome to chapter 3. In this chapter, we are going to be working on systems of equations and we're going to be solving them, which is kind of a review from Algebra 1. But then we're also going to do some system of inequalities towards the second half of the chapter. So it's pretty quick. There's only 4 sections in chapter 3. Some of them take 2 days, but it's a pretty good, quick chapter overall. All right, so 2 things for today is we're going to solve the system using the graph method, right? So basically it's pretty straightforward actually. You just have a couple of lines, right? So here's a couple of equations and we're just going to graph them. I'm not actually going to graph them here, but blah 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 blah, and then wherever they meet, that's going to be the solution to that system. Okay, so we're going to use the graph method to find an xy solution point where they meet, and then we're also going to talk about when the system has like one solution, no solution, or infinite. So sort of the normal case is there's one point of intersection, one solution, but there's these sort of special cases that we'll talk about in the second half of this lesson. All right, so if you just want to take some quick notes here, real quick, about what is a system. All right, so a system of equations is just a group of 2 or more equations. All right, and for us, it's pretty much always going to be 2. Actually, in the back half, we'll do some systems of inequalities that have more than 2, but for the most part, on the beginning here, I'll just have 2. Okay, so for solving a system, you want to find an xy pair of numbers that works for both equations. All right, so I have an example down here. So in my notes, I would get down these 2 vocab words here up at the top. Okay, and then as far as this is just an example to help you make sense of it. So you don't probably need to write this part down. But basically, the idea is if I have 2 equations, this is a system. Individually, they have infinite solutions. So as an example, if I just pick some numbers for x here and plug them in and find y, I'm not going to do all this, but 2 times 0 minus 5 is just negative 5. 2 times 1 is 2 minus 5, negative 3. Okay, so blah, 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 blah. All right, and individually that has infinite xy pairs, right? We could keep going forever and ever and list all the pairs. So I could do the same thing over here, right? I'm just going to pick some values of x. I'm arbitrarily picking them or just picking easy ones. Plugging them in, 0 and 3. When x is 1, y would be 1. When x is 2, y would be negative 1. When x is 3, that would be negative 3. Sorry, messed that up there for a second. All right. And so the point being, like what would be, so this one again has infinite number of solutions. All right, so you can kind of look at our list of solutions and say, well, what is the actual solution to the system? Well, that's the one that works for both. Okay, so if we kind of look at our answers here, sorry, my computer freaked out there for a minute. The one that they share in common is x2 and y negative 1, right? So we could say that's the solution to the system, x2, y negative 1, right? And we could write it this way too, x2, y negative 1, however you want to write it, but that's the solution that fits this system of equations, this set of two equations. All right, and so in this one, we actually solved it by making a table, but we kind of got lucky that we found the pair that matched, right? We could imagine that maybe they didn't have matching one until like x was 75 or something, so we'd have to be listing a whole bunch of numbers. So we're not really going to use this table method. Instead, we're going to do the graph, right? Because the graph really represents all the points, right? All the different points on the line. So we're going to make a graph, and then wherever they meet, that's the xy pair that they share in common. Okay, so that's really how the graph method works. All right, so I want to have you just try one, right? So based on that explanation, see if any of my rambling made sense. The tricky part is you do probably need graph paper. In past years, I've had them use Desmo sometimes, but on the test, you'll have to graph them by hand. So see if you can find a piece of graph paper and graph it by hand really neatly. If you don't have access to graph paper, maybe you could try graphing them on this Desmos. The point is, see if you can find where the 2 lines meet. Pause the video, give it a shot. Okay, so the tricky part is we have to draw these very precisely. So if I graph this one first, starting at -5, and and has a slope of 2. I'm going to make a lot of dots because I have to find where they cross. So my lines need to be really, really neat. Okay, so there's the blue line. Okay, and then do a second color for this one. It has a y-intercept of 3 and a slope of -2. So I'm going to go down 2 over 1, down 2 right 1, down 2 right 1. Okay, and I can already see I actually found the point where they overlap. Right, so I'll draw the lines in here. All right, so the point that they cross at is right there. So we just got to read the xy coordinates of that point. So it would be x2 and y -1, right? And that's our xy solution that works for this system of equations. All right, and that's pretty much it. So to solve the system, you just graph it and find where they meet. I'm going to give you one more that's slightly more challenging here. So yeah, try to graph these and then solve the system. Pause the video. All right, so before I graph, I want to have y alone. So I'm going to take this 1 and minus 3x on both sides. So I get y equals 5 minus 3x. Okay, and now I can graph that one in red. So y-intercept is 5. Slope is down 3, right? -3. I'm going to go down 3 and right 1. Make sure the line is sloping downhill as we go from the left to right. I always think of the little guy walking downhill. Second equation, I'm going to get y alone, so I'm going to minus x. Divide by -1, both sides. Okay, so now y is alone, so we have -7 plus x, negative divided by negative. So I'm going to go down to -7, right, way down there. And now I have a slope of +1. So I'm just going to keep drawing. And again, I have to draw this nice and neat. I have to draw very precisely, which is why you need graph paper or alternatively Desmos. Okay, and then we found our point of intersection. Okay, so now I'm just going to list the coordinates of that point, xy coordinates, and you just got to count, I guess. So this is x3 by the looks of it, and y -4. All right, and it's probably good, especially as we're first doing this, to make sure that we did it right. So that's what they mean here by check your answer. So we can kind of say, does that xy point work for both of these equations? So if I try this first one, this 3 times 3, x is 3, plus -4, does that equal 5? Okay, and certainly we can see that 9 plus -4 is 5. So it works for that equation. Let's try the other one. 3 minus -4, does that equal 7? Right, and put a question mark there to see, hey, does that equal 7? Sorry, that's did not show up very well. Okay, and hopefully we will get that. This becomes a plus, so 7 equals 7, and boom, we can see that this checks out. That's the right xy pair for both of these equations. Okay, so the second part, or the second goal for this lesson, is to determine like how many solutions does the system have. Okay, so these would probably be good to have in your notes, right? We've got 3 pictures here, and maybe you remember these. So pause the video and see if you can remember which case is one solution, which is no solutions, and which is infinite solutions. All right, so the first one, this is the one solution case. If I could spell it right, and they just meet at a single point. So when that's kind of the case we've been doing so far, is just, they have one xy pair that works for both equations. It's just where they meet. All right, this second example, this is called infinite solutions. Okay, and that happens when the lines line up. Okay, so these are actually the same line, so they're lying on top of each other, which means they have infinite xy pairs that they share. Okay, and so a quick hint here is if you ever get the same equation, right? So the graphs look the same, so it makes sense that they'd have the same equation. So like this one might be y equals x minus 2. So both of these are really the same equation, all right? And sometimes they're disguised a little bit, like 2x plus y equals, oh geez, if I can write this out right here, 2x plus y equals 6, and then the other one might be like 4x plus 2y equals 12, right? But those are really the same equations, just one is double the other one. Okay, so that's going to be a sign. If you ever have the same equation, that's a sign that they're going to have the same solutions, and then it means infinite solutions. Okay, and the last one would be just the no solutions case. Okay, and this is parallel lines. Okay, they never cross. And your hint there is it'll be the same slope, but a different y-intercept. So like one might be y equals negative 2x plus 6, and then the other one might be like y equals negative 2x minus 4 or something. So if you ever get a pair of parallel lines, that's going to be a hint that it's no solution. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple more examples. I'm just going to mix these special cases in now and see if we can make sense of it. I don't know if we'll be doing much out of the book, but if we do, I did want to mention this too. They use these words independent, dependent, inconsistent, but we really want to use the corresponding term on the right. So I'm not sure why the book uses this. It actually drives me nuts a little bit. So just call one solution, no solutions, infinite. That's what it'll be on the test. All right, so we're gonna ignore that part. We just want to find one solution, infinite solutions or no solutions. So pause the video, see if you can figure this out. All right, so the trick is we want to get y alone, right? Because if y is alone, then we'll be able to see, if it's a parallel line or maybe it's the same equation or something. So the trick is to get y alone. So I'm going to add 3x on this one. So we have 4 plus 3x. Okay, and then on the second one, I'm going to get rid of this fraction, right? So I think we talked about this in the previous chapter. This is 1 divided by 3. So if we times by 3, it'll wipe out that divide 3. Everything times 3. So we have 3x, and then we'd have minus 1y, and then we have 3 on this side. Now it's looking a little more manageable. Minus 3x divided by negative 1. So we get y equals negative 3 plus 3x. Okay, and so now again, if you're not sure, pause the video and see, what case is this? Okay, so hopefully you can recognize that this is no solution, right? If you really didn't know that, you could graph, but hopefully you would realize that these are just parallel lines, right? One starts at 4. The first one starts at 4 and has a slope of 3, so it would look like that. And then the other one starts at negative 3 and has a slope of 3. So it's going to look like that. So they're going to be parallel lines that never cross, meaning no solution. All right, give this one a shot. Pause the video. All right, to a new steps to get y alone again. So minus 2x here. So we have 3y equals 1 minus 2x divided by 3. So we get y equals 1/3 minus 2/3 x. And then this one is going to minus 4 from both sides, 4x, sorry. Right? And so since they have different slopes, we know they're going to cross, right? If the lines have different slopes, they're going to cross at some point. So this is going to be the one solution case. All right, last example for you quick. One of them's already in y equals, so just get the other one and see what happens. Okay, so we're going to minus 6x. Oops, 9 minus 6x. Divide by negative 3. So we have y equals negative 3 plus 2x. Okay, so these are really the same equation, so it's going to be infinite solutions. All right, that is it. So please reach out if you have any questions. But it's just solving a system. In the normal cases, you'll have one XY pair, but then you also have to watch out for these special cases like infinite solutions and no solutions. Thanks for watching.